Hi, kids. Welcome back to another adventure in KNEX. Today, what we're going to build is this machine, and this machine is called the Whoop Ding, all right? Which is kind of a crazy name, but that will all be explained to you later on in the video, okay? The reason that I like to build the Whoop Ding at the beginning of the KNEX program is because it teaches us how to use some of the basic parts in the various ways in which we will use them in other activities, okay? So your teacher should probably have passed out your KNEX kits by now. If she hasn't or he hasn't, teacher, go ahead and pause the video and pass out their parts to them. Okay, you're going to see me looking over this way a lot because my camera for building is right there, okay? So when we're building, you're looking at it this way, okay? And from time to time, I will hold it up and I will show you what we're looking at. I will hold it close there. So hopefully we'll be able to build this for you. All right, so anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to build it by components, okay? And what we're going to do is you're going to reach into your bag of KNEX and take out what you need part by part as you need it. Teacher, if you want to pause the video at any point, go ahead and do that. All right, so let's get started. The first thing you're going to need out of your bag of parts is a blue connector and a purple connector. I say blue connector and a purple connector. All right. Now, when you work with the blue and the purple connector, blue and purple connectors go together, okay? They go together so that they make a 90-degree angle, okay? So they go together like that. Now, it's important that you understand the purple has a groove like that and the blue has a groove like this, okay? And they go inside like that, okay? Slides in like that. When you use the blue and the purple and you put them together, make sure you hear them snap, okay? So you're going to take a blue and a purple connector, then get another blue and a purple connector and put them together. Again, make sure that when you slide the purple one in there, like so, you hear the snap, the little click. Excuse me. All right, next, you're going to need one more set of purple and blue connector. Again, if you look at them, okay, they have these very unique looking cutouts. That's where the purple slides into the blue, okay, just like this, okay? So if you haven't caught on yet, like that. Click, okay? So you have those three parts, all right? Now, after you do that, okay, you're going to want to get out 4 of the blue rods, okay? 4 blue rods. So teacher, why don't you let them get out their blue rods? If you need to, go ahead and pause the video and get caught up. Okay, here we go. Now, you're going to put 2 of the blue connectors and purple connectors off to the side, and you're going to take one of them. We're going to make intersecting blue rods on this. So when you pick up your blue connector, okay, you want to look at the bottom of it, and you see where you have the purple like this and the blue like this. You want to make sure that that's facing you, okay? So in other words, you have blue all the way to the edge of the circle right here, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to snap a blue rod in like this, okay? Just like that. So you have your purple connector and then your blue rod coming off like that at an angle. Now, opposite of that, to keep it symmetrical, okay, you're going to connect another blue rod like this, okay? So that's what you have, all right? Now, this blue rod, or this purple connector, is a line of symmetry in between here, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to put another blue rod right here so that you have this in front of you, okay? And then a blue rod across from it. So this is what you have, okay? All right. And then we can put that down like that, all right? And grab our next part that we need. The next part we need is going to be a white rod. This white rod is going to connect right here under the purple connector, okay? So if you look on the back, you can see that it'll slide right in there like that, okay? And that's what you have, all right? That's what you have. I know I keep looking over there. That's because my camera's over there, all right? So, kids, why don't you make sure that you have this built right now. If you need to, you can look over, show a little empathy to some of your classmates who might be struggling. Check theirs, make sure that it is right, and then we can all get moving once everybody has it. Teacher, if you need to, go ahead and pause the video. Okay, now what we're going to do now is we're going to take these connectors right here. Now, the purple connector is facing up like that, and it comes all the way to the edge. We're going to attach that onto the blue rod like this, okay? And then we're going to make things symmetrical. You might have to turn so that your purple connector's all the way to the edge, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to attach that on like so, okay? So this is what you have right now, okay? Kind of like some kind of flying thing. I don't know. All right, so next you're going to need a yellow rod. Yellow rod is going to connect the two blue and purple connectors like so, okay? They're going to connect like that, okay? So it comes across. Then you're going to take another yellow rod, and it's going to come off of this purple connector and off of that purple connector. You might want to, you're going to slide it in like so, and you're not going to be able to snap it from below. You're going to have to go in from the side like that. Now, the reason I have you go in from the side is because that's one of the strategies for building sometimes when you're building a very complicated KNEX project. Sometimes you just have to go in from the side there. You can't snap from the bottom. You got to go in from the side. All right? Okay, so now we have our line of symmetry. If you look at it from this way, we have a line of symmetry. Everything's balanced on both sides. Now we're going to take a yellow connector, and we are going to snap it right there. And it's going to hold the blue rod and the yellow rod. Then we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to snap a yellow connector on like that. Okay? So this is what we have built so far. Okay? Teacher, if you need to pause the video, go right ahead and pause it. And when you're ready, start it again. Okay, I guess everybody's ready to go. The next thing you want to do is get a dark gray connector, okay, a dark gray connector. This dark gray connector is going to go on the end of this white rod, okay? So it goes on just like that. And we're going to turn it like that, okay? So this is what you have so far. All right, you've got this dark gray connector on the end of the white rod, and you're going to turn it so that the hole is going from yellow connector to yellow connector. Okay? Now, to finish up this, we're going to make a square. That means we're going to take a yellow rod, because the square is a four-sided figure, and you're going to slide it through the dark gray connector, and you might have to twist it a little bit, and then you're going to snap it into the yellow rod there and snap it into the yellow rod there. Okay, so that's what you have right now. Right. Very good. So far so good. I keep looking over there. I need to stop looking over there. All right, so next thing you want to do. Next, we're going to need 2 red rods. 2 red rods. Okay? These 2 red rods are going to snap in the yellow connectors right here, and they're going to be parallel to each other. Okay? So that's what you do. Snap them in like that. Okay? All right. Now, we want these to stay parallel so they don't cave in. All right? So, the next thing you need to do is grab 2 red connectors out of your kit. Again, teachers, if you want, you can pause the video as often as you need. Maybe I should slow down a little bit. Okay? The 2 red connectors are going to snap on the ends of the red rods. So you're going to put one there, facing in, and one here, facing in. Okay? Now, we want these red rods to remain parallel, which means same distance all the way down. Okay? So in order to do that, we'll need the yellow rod. So we're going to get a yellow rod out, and we're going to attach it to these 2 red connectors right here. Okay? All right. That is pretty much the base of the whoop ding. Okay, that's the base. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of set that off to the side here. Okay. And we're going to build another part. Okay. To build this other part, you're going to need a yellow connector, and you're going to need 3, 4 white rods. Okay, so you're going to need to get out a yellow connector and 4 white rods. Don't let them roll around. Okay, now if they happen to roll around, just pick them up, gather them up. Okay, so teacher, if they're ready to go, we're going to continue. If not, you can pause the video. All right, so first thing we're going to do, okay, this is going to be a tricky connection here, okay? You'll notice that the yellow connector has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible places for connecting rods, okay? But we're going to side snap the rod, and we're going to do it. If you look at your yellow connector, we are going to put the rod in this space right here, okay? We're going to side snap it. So in other words, you're going to take it and snap it in like that, okay? This is a little tricky, okay? So this is what it'll look like. You snap it in like that. This is a little bit tricky, okay? All right. Now you're going to take another rod and you're going to snap it in the same way, okay, on the other side. So it goes in like that. Okay? Like so. Now, that is a little bit difficult. If you can't get yours to go in correctly, all right, and it's important that it goes in this spot and this spot, okay, leaving one in the middle empty and these 2 here empty. It's important they go in there. So if you need help, you can ask your teacher or maybe a friend next to you who's doing a little bit better or faster. Okay, so anyways, the next thing you'll do is you'll take the remaining white rods, and they're simply going to snap on to the ends like this, okay? So snap it on like that, and then the other side will snap in like that, okay? So this is what we've built. This is probably the most complicated part of the whoop ding, okay? Now, in order to finish that off, you're going to need 2 dark gray connectors, Okay, so reach into your bag and find 2 dark gray connectors. All right. Now, hopefully you found them. The next thing you'll do is you'll take and you'll put 1 dark gray on the end of a white rod like that. And then you'll take another dark gray on the other end like that. And then you just kind of turn them like that. Okay? And that's what you have. I know, I keep looking over that way. That's not going to work because I got to kind of look at what, never mind. Okay, how are they doing, teacher? Go ahead and pause the video at any point to let them get caught up. And I'll just put this down here. All right. I'm assuming everybody's ready to go. So let's get started. Let's take and put that off to the side. And what I'd like you to get are two red connectors. Okay, 2 red connectors. And then get out 2 red rods. All right. What you're going to do is you're going to put a red connector on the end of each red rod like this. Okay, like this. So you take it and you snap it on like that for both of them. Okay, for both of them. Whoops, for both of them. That's why I look over there, because if I don't look over there from time to time, it does this and I say, hey, you should be building this, but it's not there. It should be on the screen. There you go. Anyways, so now you have these 2 right here. These are going to connect on the ends of the white rods of this part right here. So you're going to take a red connector and red rod and snap it on like that. And it can flop around, that's okay. Then on the other side, you're going to take the red connector and red rod and snap it on like that. Okay? Now, this is done. Okay? This is done. All right? So we're going to put that off to the side now, and we have to take out 4 more parts, okay? We need to take out a green connector, a little green rod, it's going to want to roll around, little green rod, 1 hinge set, doesn't matter if it's black and blue or green and blue, and a gray rod. Okay, so get out those parts right there. Green connector, green rod, hinge set, and a gray rod. And so you can go ahead and get those out whenever you're ready. Okay. All right, teacher, if you need to, pause the video. Okay, so now you're going to take this little green rod, and on your base, okay, you have this purple connector right here. You're going to connect the little green rod right in this spot right here in the purple connector. So all you're going to do is take it and snap it in like that. Okay? Snap it in like that. So it's kind of at an angle pointing up, away from you. And then you're going to take the hinge and you're going to snap the hinge on the green rod like that. Okay? So it does this. Okay? All right. Now, when you're ready to snap the gray rod on, you're going to flip the hinge so it does that, and you're going to snap the gray rod into the other side of the hinge like that. Okay, so it does this. All right. Then you're going to snap on the end of the gray rod, you're going to snap the green connector like that. Okay? And when you're done, there's your base. Okay? So if you need to, go ahead and pause the video. Remember, you can help each other as you're doing this. All right. So here we go. The last thing we need to do is attach this to the base. And all you're going to do is attach it to this purple connector and this purple connector so it forms a 90-degree angle. There you go. And that's what it'll look like when it's done. It's got a 90-degree angle. Now, these right here, okay, will get turned down like that, okay? So what you want is this gray rod to be able to go up into in between those two dark gray connectors. And you do it by taking it and going whoop, ding, it went in. The whoop, ding. See? You take it back, you just put a little pressure and whoop, ding. That was more like a boop ding. All right, let's try it again. And whoop, ding, it's in. That's why we call it the whoop ding. Anyways, teacher, why don't you get them all caught up, help them finish up, and if they're done, you might want to play a game with them, okay, to see how many times in a row they can get it up in there. One of the things I want to point out to you kids, well, we'll talk. Teacher, go ahead and pause the video and just kind of get them all caught up. And when you're ready for more wisdom about KNEX, start the video. Okay, well, how'd you do, kids? Did you master the whoop? Oh, dang it! Did you master the whoop ding and score some points? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. All right, now let me tell you why you built this, kids. This represents all the ways, almost all the ways you will use the various KNEX parts. It also represents what we do in STEM, and that is to constantly adjust and tweak and move things, okay? And this whoop ding allows you to adjust all these parts so that you always get a ding, you always get a score after you've done the whoop. Oop, that was an oop, not a whoop. Oh, I adjusted something, now it's not working. It can be frustrating, okay? But in STEM, whenever you build something, just because you build it and you build it right, doesn't mean that it's going to work. Sometimes you have to adjust it and tweak it and just practice using it. Man, I really got to practice. What the heck did I do to mine? Now it doesn't ding at all. Maybe I just need to tweak up a little bit. Man, somebody give me some empathy. This is not good. Let me see. I hope some of you are better than me. Now, anyways, before we take it apart, your teacher might want to do some math games with you, okay? Might give some points to this, do some data collection. It's really up to him or her as to what they want to do. Man, I'm going to stop. All right, go ahead, teacher. Pause the video and do whatever you want. Play any kind of like game or contest. Okay, so now that we've built it, hopefully you've had a chance to do some math with it. It's time to take it apart. Taking things apart in KNEX lessons is just as important as building them, because you don't want parts to fly and to get lost, and you don't want to break them while you're taking them apart. So here's what we are going to do. We're going to first take off this. We'll put aside the base, and then what we're going to do is take these parts off and put them directly into the bag, okay? So first thing you want to do is take off the red rods. Put them in the bag. Then it might be easier for you to just take off the dark gray connectors. Take those off. Put them in the bag. Then the red connectors will come off. And you put them in the bag, okay? So at this point, you should have this left, all right? Now, what I think it's easier to take these two off than these two to start with. So you just pry that off, and then you pry that off. And then you just have these two. So you take that out, and there you go. Okay, big part of your whoop ding is gone. Now we're going to take this off, okay? Slide it right off. So now you've taken it apart. You still have the green rod here. Make sure you don't lose any parts and put the green rod in the bag. Then take the hinge off, okay? And you leave it together like a hinge and put it in the bag, and then the green connector. And gray rod, green connector in the bag, okay? Now all you have to do is worry about the base. Now, the base is actually a rectangle, okay, with a line of symmetry in it. That was really an important feature because you probably noticed that when you whoop, if you launch the little arm straight up on that line of symmetry, it'll go between and you score. So symmetry was a big part of this. We're going to take the red rods off of the yellow connectors to start. And then we're going to disconnect the red rods, put them in the bag. Now we're going to take the red connectors off the yellow rod, put them in the bag. So now we just have the square left, okay? And when we do this, take the square apart, the last thing we're going to want to take apart are the blue and purple connectors, okay? We're going to start by taking this rod and unattaching it and sliding it out like that. Goes in there. Then we're going to take the dark gray connector off. Goes in the bag. Okay? Then we probably want to get this little white rod off of there next. Okay? Now, the easiest thing to do now is to get our two yellow connectors off. So we're going to take our yellow connectors off. Okay? Whoops. Make sure everything goes in the bag. Now, we can take off these blue rods, like so. Put them in the bag. And we can take off the yellow rods. Put them in the bag. Okay. So now we're down to this triangle. And we will just disconnect everything. Take all the rods off in the bag. And now these, you take the purple and the blue, slide them apart. Take the purple and the blue, slide them apart. Boop. Now we're going to take the purple and the blue, slide them apart. Okay, there you go. And that's it. Your teacher may even want you to inventory all your parts. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed building the whoop ding. Okay, well, anyways, it's an important project because it does get you used to working with all the different KNEX parts, all right? Okay, your teacher will now take over and do whatever the teacher wants to do. See you, kids.